Okay, welcome and thank you for joining us today for the meeting of the New York City Health and Hospitals Governance Committee. Today's meeting is officially called to order. Note for the record, Dr. Michelle Morse is representing Dr. Ashwin Vasan in a voting capacity. Next on the agenda is the adoption of the minutes for the Governance Committee meeting held July 27th, 2023. Are there any questions, comments, or suggested changes? Another motion to adopt these minutes?
So moved.
Let me ask for your vote. Dr. Katz?
Yes.
Frida Wang?
Yes.
Sara Hernandez Piñeiro? Dr. Morse?
Yes.
At this point, I would like to propose a motion to convene an executive session because the matters to be discussed involve.
Yeah, we can do this in public session.
We can do it in public session. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
Andy?
Should I read the resolution into
Yes,
the record?
please.
Okay. Authorizing, so this is a resolution relating to our bylaws. Is authorizing the amendment of the bylaws of the New York City Health and Hospitals Corporation, the system, to combine the Standing Information Technology, or IT, and Medical and Professional Affairs, or MNPA, committees into a single committee to be called the Medical and Professional Affairs and Information Technology Committee, such that all members of the two current committees be members of the new Standing Medical and Professional Affairs and Information Technology Committee, and further authorizing the amendment of the bylaws to update the names and status of South Brooklyn Health and North Central Bronx Hospital, the names and status of those two, as they have been restructured as North Central Bronx Hospital has been restructured as a second campus of Jacobi Medical Center. Sorry, I think there is just a wording error on the written. Is that taken directly? What I'm reading is that taken directly from there? Okay, we may need to make a quick wording change. And such that the bylaws of the system as amended and restated shall be attached to this resolution. So we've actually redrafted the bylaws accordingly. It's really just a grammatical issue here. Oh no, it's actually, it's correct. It's correct in the presentation. It just wasn't right on the agenda, which I was reading from. Sorry about that. So let me just say it again. The second one, further authorizing the amendment of the bylaws to update the names and status of South Brooklyn Health and North Central Bronx Hospital.
I don't know why there's two.
Yeah,
There shouldn't be two.
reflect the South Brooklyn name change from Coney Island Hospital, and to reflect that NCB has been restructured as a second campus of Jacobi Medical Center. Okay, sorry about that. Moving to the background slide of the presentation. So the system bylaws were last amended in 2019. And we are here today to relook at amending them. Article 6, sections 2, 4, and 12 of the current bylaws currently requires that there be a standing IT committee and a standing MNPA committee as two separate committees. Previously, those two committees actually were combined as a single committee, and they were, however, the board of directors determined that there should be a separate IT committee to oversee the EPIC implementation process. The implementation of EPIC is completed in substantially completed. Of course, implementation of EPIC is always it's like an ongoing thing, but the major implementation was completed, as you know, right before COVID hit us, and now we are seeking to recombine those two committees into one. Secondly, Article 4, Section 1 of the current bylaws lists the facilities that are to be operated by the system, and we just need to update the names to reflect both the change in legal status for NCB, which is now on the operating certificate of Jacobi Medical Center, and to reflect the name change for South Brooklyn Health, which is also reflected on its operating certificate. The rationale for the MNPA change is that it's to enhance the board of directors' efficiency to combine these two committees, the MNPA and IT committee, into a single MNPA and IT committee. The current responsibilities of the respective committees will be combined into the new standing committee. So we're not dropping any responsibilities. They will just all be responsibilities of the new combined committee. The current memberships overlapped in any event, but so all of the members of both committees will remain members of the combined committee. And then we added a few, we proposed to add a few focus area on cybersecurity, which we think is an appropriate update to the responsibilities of the IT committee. And then the rationale for the change in the bylaws to change the names I already described to you. It reflects their change in legal status and names. So I think I won't restate the request again, but at this point, we'll just ask for any questions or discussions.
Any questions?
I'll just ask one question.
Yeah,
This is
sure.
obviously quite clear, but it did bring up for me, particularly when you were mentioning the cybersecurity piece. Is the current IT committee the committee that discusses any issues with use of artificial intelligence or algorithms or things like that in the
That's a great
EMR?
question. I don't think
just curious.
presently I don't believe that has been on their agendas. Certainly, this is a topic that's getting a lot of attention inside the system. And I think it would be in the responsibility of the MNPA and IT committee to address it, but it's not explicitly listed out.
And in some ways, the joining helps it.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
it's a medical use of a potentially disruptive IT technology.
Right.
So having it be one committee would be, you couldn't discuss it as just a medical issue or just
Right.
an IT issue.
I think that's a question whether we should,
How detailed are
that would require a change to this and obviously discussion at the board as well. I don't think we have to. Let's just take a look at the new.
My sense is that that's
That's
like a
part of-
specific technology, so I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
that it needs to.
It's just,
It fits very well under I think the current responsibilities, but whether you think it needs to be named.
I don't think it needs to be named. It's,
I think when we get a report from them, from IT, it would be useful to know where we're at in that space and how we're
absolutely.
thinking about that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, I think this falls in the ensure the corporation's IT programs effectively support the corporation's clinical and business
Right.
objectives.
It's
and strategies.
perfect, right,
if
because
you
who
look
knows what next year,
Right.
what technology will come next
Exactly,
year?
yeah.
ChatGPT may be old news in a year.
Right.
God knows how it's all progressing.
We just had our audit firm saying that how they use it
Right.
to do audit,
Yes,
their audit work, and I was
Really?
like,
Yeah.
That's a little scary.
all our mammograms are read with artificial intelligence in addition to radiologists.
Yeah.
Just
So like
to
a
say,
first pass, and then it, yeah, interesting.
That's interesting.
so, I mean, it's not like an issue for the future.
Right,
I
it's
mean,
a now.
it's being done now. And it's been done for a while with pap smears. So, I mean, clearly, the real question will be a little bit when people feel the technology is such that you don't need a doctor to also read it. Because that's how you would open access. Well, but if all you do is add IT, then you just add expense and you don't improve access.
Right.
If you come to a point, right, it's the same, just a slightly funny thing that, there've been several stories about the self-driving cars, because they get in accidents. But statistically, they actually get into fewer accidents than human-driven cars. So it gets to be a question of, if you say, well, oh my God, I don't want AI reading my mammogram because they might make an error, you have to consider what's the error rate of the human reading the mammogram. And, right,
Both
with,
together is good.
I agree.
okay,
So that is where we are.
that is where
For
we
the
are.
record,
any
yeah.
other comments or questions connected to the resolution?
No, but
Okay.
it would be fun to have a
Yes.
conversation in MMPA
Yes.
IT committee about
About
On-
AI.
On these issues, yeah,
Yeah.
on all of them, yeah. Okay, so let's take a vote. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Opposed, say no. So the resolution approved. Thank you, Andy. Is there any old or new business to come before the committee? Hearing none, then the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.